Morning everybody, John Swift here. Hope everybody is having a good holiday. Today is Tuesday, I think it's the 22nd, December 22nd. I just got a brand new camera, or my phone, I'm sorry. My phone just got a new HTC phone. And this is my first video with the new phone, so hopefully it shoots pretty good. So other than that, boring stuff, I'm in a little bit of a different mood today. I'm not in a depressed mood. I'm in kind of an uninspired-ish mood. I'm not feeling really inspired about anything right now, so I thought now would be a good time to talk about inspiration maybe a little bit. Where do you find inspiration for doing anything that you do in life, not all of us are necessarily creative people, but I think at some point in your life, or at some point during your daily life, you feel the need to be inspired about something, about your work or your play or your children or something like that. So I thought I'd talk a little bit about my inspiration, where I try to find inspiration, and to talk about it, and to inspiration doesn't make me talk better, it just makes me excited. This is one place I come actually to find some inspiration. This is the John and Mabel Ringling Museum of Art that I believe was finished roughly around the mid-20s. I hate to say like an exact date, like it was finished in 25, and then people go, no, it wasn't finished in 1925. But let's back up a little bit here and take a look at this really cool gate. So it was finished in the 20s. As I've read that this, what do you call this, a promenade or a big drive, this large drive area was finished later, I believe. But so I think maybe back in the old days there was actually just a road that went up to the museum right here, the main gate here. And if you look, it's got some really nice decorative features to it. Of course the gate is fantastic, the ironwork. I don't know if it's completely original. It's possible that it's completely original. Maybe it was redone at one point. But I always like these gate features, and you can sort of see it's. And there's some. There's kind of a round drive here, which I don't believe I've ever seen them use, because I've been out here quite a bit. I would say in the last couple months. I don't think I've seen them use this round driveway very much. But it's a very, very cool place. So I think one of the places, and if you don't know who John Ringling is, a quick rundown of his career is that he was involved with the circus, one of the circus brothers with the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey. He owned part of that. There was either 4 or 5 brothers. I still haven't got that locked in my brain. But here's a nice look at the front of the museum. You can see it's really decked out. If we could get closer. Okay, well, I should I should say this at this point. Okay, that it's this museum is not closed. This gate that's right here behind these bushes is locked, but where the entrance is now down that way. They decided to make the entrance, actually there's a parking lot over here, and then you go across here, and there's an entrance down the way, which they've made like a combined like gift shop. It's got some little movies in there that you can watch about the history of it and things like that. So there's like a big entrance that's further down the property, and also John Ringling's house, which is called the Catazan, which is John's house in Spanish or Italian or something, is down there. I've done a couple videos on this already, so I'm sort of glossing past this. But anyway, I'm supposed to be talking about, this new phone. Oh, there we go. This new phone's a lot bigger than the old phone, so I can see a lot better. Plus the screen's not cracked like the old phone was. As well as, it has the. When I watch the video, I like to keep the videos under a certain number. Like I try to, in my mind, say, well, I should probably only talk for 10 minutes, or I should talk for 5 minutes, but we're already at 4 something. And the numbers are not the numbers are just as small as they were on the other phone, so it's just as hard to see without my glasses on. I can see a little bit better. Is that 5 minutes? So right next to the John Ringling Museum is this part of New College of Florida. It's kind of some college buildings there. So the fact that John Ringling lived in this area, I sort of take a little bit of inspiration, thinking that John Ringling was a very creative person. I think on my own right, he wasn't necessarily a painter or an artist or but he had visions of developing Sarasota County. That's where this is, Sarasota County, Florida. He had the vision to develop Sarasota to, I guess, when you're a developer, you look at a map and you envision in your head, how do I see this? And when I say developing, I mean, where should the roads go? Where should the shopping centers go? Where should the city go? Where should the residential areas go? Stuff like that. So I guess he was a very creative in that respect, and so maybe part of his spirit lives in this area where his legacy is. They call it the Ringling now. So if you want to look it up on Google, it's called like the Ringling, I think, now. Just another quick footnote is that when he died, he left this property to the state, the Ringling estate. To the state. The estate was left to the estate. So, and then at some point, I don't know the years, Florida State College took over that and now runs that. So the school is right next to those grounds. I think it's University of South Florida, USF. Okay, yeah, USF is right next to the John Ringling. For some reason, they decided to build there. Anyway, so I'm getting off track again. Here's a nice new-looking building that's part of the college area. Okay, so inspiration. So I hear somebody rambling around over there. There's also a lot of cool historical buildings over here too. Pretty neat. A lot of these houses are probably built in the 20s and 30s, as I see it in my head. I can't confirm that. I've done some research about the area. But anyway, inspiration. So, sitting at home, I don't really get inspired to go do stuff. And so I like to come out to places where I feel like there's energy, if that makes any sense. There's like an energy to the area. And sometimes I'll go downtown Sarasota and I'll jog, or I'll just kind of check it out, and I'll look for places that are interesting. So then I come to the college area, because there's areas where kids are here and there's sort of an energy, and that's the weird thing. This is the unusual thing that I want to get to is, for me, I don't consider myself like a psychic or anything, but I do feel like I feel good and bad energy. I sense that. So sometimes I pick that up when I'm going somewhere, whether it's like the supermarket or at work. I feel like a radio receiver somewhat. I was wondering how this camera would do with the sun, because it's a little bit sunny today. Well, a little bit sunny. It's cloudy, but the sun's peeking in there, so I always have trouble with I know I'm always saying that, but it annoys me when the little sun rays start slipping in there. And it's hard to hold the camera this way too. So anyway, I'm already at 7 minutes, but this is going to be a weird video, a little bit different, maybe a lot different. Hey, you see that thing over there? That thing right there? That's where I did a vlog on Memorial Day. If you want to see that, you can look that up. Was it maybe it was Veterans Day. I was like a Happy Veterans Day video that I did. But that is actually made up of, I don't know if it's like rowboats or maybe John boats. I can't. But it's aluminum boats, and they're all welded together in a funky shape. You see that back there, right there? It's really crazy. Another thing to get me. That's just one more thing to get me off my game. We're headed up to this. Right now, we're headed up to a really cool house. I think it's called the Caples House, who was a I believe he was somewhat of a friend of John Ringling's. All these guys that had had a lot of money, and they were very into development and real estate development. And a lot of these guys came in during the land boom. Is from what I read, is like, I don't know if it was like the turn of the century, like 1900 or 1910 specifically, or if it was like the 20s, just before the 20s or the mid 20s, where the land boom was in Sarasota, where people are like, I gotta get in there and buy some land, and then I'm gonna, when the prices go up, we're gonna sell it and we're gonna develop it. But I think a lot of guys came here thinking that this was a gold mine, and I guess it did turn out to be somewhat of kind of a jewel as far as this area of West Florida, because of the beaches. Those white sand beaches are always being praised. There's the sun again. But let's take a quick gander here. At some point, I've been procrastinating making a video of this, but this is the Caples House. This says it's the Caples Carriage House right here, which I don't know. That lady just waved at me. Wasn't she nice? I don't think it had carriages, because by the time this was built, which I think was in the 20s, what am I trying to say? I don't think they were using carriages. I think they were using cars. When was the Model T built? Was it like 1907 or something like that? Jeez, I wish I was a little bit more prepared for that. But anyway, they're calling a carriage. Well, all right, so let's go way back in history and talk about carriages. Used to be what people were carried in. Instead of, in the West it was called a wagon. But when we talk about the cities and things like that, I guess you call it a carriage. But let's take a little peek around here just real quick. This is a really cool, and it looks very original to me. It looks like they kept this as is from the 20s, where these doors right here were like garage doors. You can see it looks like there's like 3 main doors there. And there's an apartment upstairs with this cool covered walkway with this neat wall that goes over there. This is like what I consider a little hidden gem. It's literally right next door to John Ringling's mansion, which is considered like a palace type of thing. But I love the fact that this is very original. It hasn't been the greatest it hasn't been kept up recently, but they actually use this building for like college offices or something. I'm not really sure. Here comes the wind. I apologize for the wind noise. But let's just stop and take a little look here at this beautiful Caples house. You can see it's in a little bit of disrepair. There's actually a missing column up there, but it is a beautiful house. Just amazing. Quick story. Okay, so you see, oh wow, you can see that there's actually some metal, I think they call them jacks, holding up that thing. They must have plans to try to fix this up here. You see those metal jacks right there. Okay, you see this door. Quick story. So my girlfriend and I were in this area, and we were kind of checking out the house. We weren't like trying to go in, we were just looking at it. And we went to the front door here, and there's one of those handicap buttons where you push the door and the door automatically comes open with a motor. Here's a little view of the side here, which is still pretty neat looking. I kind of like it in this. I kind of like the way it looks, being original. It has a good energy to it for some reason for me. Whenever I see this house, I think it's really cool. Look at the back of this place. It is just pretty darn fantastic. Look at this marble stairs right here, and then it's got a really neat porch. I kind of like it old looking for some. It gives it that old texture. Now, if they came in here and painted it and sandblasted it and pressure cleaned it, it just wouldn't have the same vibe to me. It feels like it was similar to after when the people lived here, the Caples people. At some point, we're going to have to do a more in-depth video of this. Let's take a look at the full property from the front. From the front, you don't get a really appreciation for the size of this place and how really cool it is. But look at, I want you to look at something. Can you sort of see all the smokes the smokestacks. Is it a smokestack or is it a fireplace chimney? Fireplace chimneys here, here, and here. A lot of chimneys, probably a lot of, I think it's very beautiful in the state it's in right now. Personally, just a beautiful. Alright, so back to inspiration. Now that we've done a mini video on the Caples property, now I'm walking over into the Ringling area property, which is right there. So inspiration. Here's another thing that inspires me when I'm feeling a little. I wouldn't say I'm not gonna go to full blue, maybe a little bit blue, but just a little uninspired. Is this water view? Pretty bay view, actually. It's the bay, Sarasota Bay, right here. I'm trying to get a wider shot. There we are, Sarasota Bay. This at one time, from what I read, was a seawall, and from what I read, they decided to knock down the seawall in favor of a more natural shoreline, because the natural shoreline is supposed to be a sloped, sandy shoreline, basically like it is down there. And so I believe that it's from what I read, they tore down the seawall, and you can see there's just a lot of concrete here. These rocks here are like concrete, probably from the former seawall. So the purpose of this video, and most of my videos, I hope, is to share a little bit of inspiration with you guys, a little bit of positivity, a little bit of sights and sounds of the beautiful property out here at the Ringling. The nice trees. I try to show some really beautiful areas, and this Ringling property definitely is something interesting. There's a guy over there. You see that guy over there right there? Don't say anything. So you can see there's quite a bit of high dollar property there along the coast. Here comes a plane. I have done some videos of this Ringling property too. If you want to look back at my vlogs, maybe a month or two back, where I did a John Ringling grounds, where I just mainly did a video of not so much his house, but the grounds and the trees and the pond and all that stuff. Here's a really gigantic sculpture that I have no idea really what it is or what it's supposed to be. It's been here for a long time. But so this is what inspires me. And so this is what I'm going to suggest to you. If you have a place or a favorite spot when you're feeling maybe just a little bit blue or just a little dull, or something, that you go and seek out a park spot or a favorite spot or a nice water view, kind of pick your spirit up, kind of pull some vibrations. You know, the other part I really like about this grounds are these banyan trees, which I've mentioned many times, and I probably will mention these trees in the future, because I just think it's like the ultimate tree house. It's almost like a natural tree house, where it's just like the branches are there, and if you're a kid, you can climb up and enjoy this area. And this is what we should call this right here, this table right here, is what we should affectionately call, from now on, we should call it the Flintstones dinner table. It looks this table looks very barbaric, but it's like, I guess it's like a picnic spot or something. This looks like it's made out of some kind of granite or something, even though it's really dirty, this table. You can see it's a little bit broke. It's got a piece missing right over here. But when I come to these areas, okay, so now we're on John Ringling property. It makes me wonder, did John Ringling actually sit at this table, possibly right where I'm sitting? And I'm not a huge John Ringling fan per se, but I don't necessarily have anything against John Ringling. He seems like he was a man of vision and dreams, and really was pretty successful in completing his dreams as far as building his amazing his house. That's just, it's breathtaking. You can just look up Cadazan. I don't even know how to spell that. Cadazan, Cadazan. I don't think I know how to spell that. Or John Ringling's house. John Ringling. But there's tons of pictures on the internet, and you can see there's just so much amazing stuff in there. I haven't been there in quite a while. At one point, I'm going to have to take the tour. I was thinking about getting hold of the Ringling people and seeing if they would take me on a solo tour so I could shoot some video at some point. I just haven't got inspired to that point. So, like we were talking about inspiration, feeling a little flat this week. I actually had the week off because of Christmas break, and I don't work during Christmas break because I work with kids, and at the place I work at isn't on there. So I'm going to have a lot of time on my hands. So hopefully I've got actually like 2 or 3 projects, not products, but projects that I need to finish editing. One is the Hard Rock Hotel, where I did like a really thorough tour of that. If you like that movie props and those movie memorabilia, that's one I've been needing to finish for like 3 weeks. And the other one is I went to Universal City Walk, and we did kind of a fun video looking at all the shops in there. And there was actually a part where I was shooting my vlog, and a lady asked me to help her get a shirt down, which I thought was pretty funny during the vlog, and I just I handed her the camera and stuff. So that was kind of a cool, fun moment, and there was all kinds of fun stuff in the stores and stuff. So I need to finish editing. I've been really procrastinating. I kind of been waiting for the right day to feel inspired to do that. So go out and find your inspiration point. Hey, that's funny. Inspiration point, right? Wasn't that from Happy Days? Inspiration point. Find maybe your relaxation spot, or your spot where the energy feels right, and get in the habit of just going out there when you're kind of in a spot that week, or you're just in I just feel like my tip is get out and go somewhere where you can just enjoy the air and the energy, and find a good spot. And okay, have I said that enough yet? So I'm gonna go. Hopefully I'm gonna go home and edit some videos today. I've really been trying to kick myself to finish editing some videos, so hopefully I'll get one done today. I actually did one the other day where I did a house in the woods. I'm gonna call it like the mystery house in the woods, where I found this house that was in a big wooded property, and it's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. I'm not gonna give away any spoilers, but be looking for that one. That one should be a really fun video. I had really a ton of fun doing that one. So guys, I hope you have a great Christmas. If I don't see you between now and then, I hope the best for you, and as always, have a great day, guys. We'll see you later.
Please like and subscribe.
Okay, so did you think I forgot about the story with the door? Well, I did forget about it, but I just remembered again. So we were talking about, my girlfriend and I were walking around the Caples house, kind of looking at the front door, and there was a button that was a handicap button, where you push the button and the motor opens the door, right? So for some reason we were wondering if it was open, because we thought maybe somebody was there. My girlfriend pushed the button for the handicap, not realizing it was going to open the door, and the door sort of like made a sound like it was going to open. It scared me so much I literally jumped back. I actually have video of it. I might see if I can find that video. I jumped back because the door, it was locked still, but it was trying to push open the door, and it scared me to death. It was like, you see those haunted houses, those haunted movies about haunted houses, and the door literally is bulging, it makes a noise like the door comes bulging out. That was what it was like, and it scared to death, and we must have laughed for 10 minutes after that the door was trying to open, but it was still locked, and it scared us to death. And my girlfriend was just like, Oh my god, oh my god. So, pretty funny story. We weren't trying to get in, we weren't trying to break in. It was just weird that the motor was still on, although I think it was closed that day. So that's the door story. Hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you guys later. Bye.